Hi everybody, I thought I would do a quick discussion on angels. I recently watched that Midnight Mass on Netflix. I don't often watch TV, but I do like programs with a theological theme to them. Midnight Mass had me quite hooked, and had a bit of a debate with some of my friends who were sure it was about vampires. Well, I thought it was about angels and fallen angels, and how fallen angels, well, when they've fallen, they seem to fall into the darkness and stay dark. So this isn't about that program, which was very good. I enjoyed it. This is about, well, what are angels? And most of us know them to be messengers from God, the divine, who come to us, and, well, not to all of us. Apparently we have guardian angels as well, but that's something I might go over it later. The angels, archangels, and the whole role of angels, there's many of them, seraphims, cherubs, cherubs, and the thrones and the principalities and such like. All these different angels come in a hierarchy, so that's why they're all in different roles. So originally angels were sent out by the divine to create the universe. It was all down to, he had the blueprint, gave it to them, and off they went and made the universe. And then they made the earth, and then they watched over us. So God, the divine source, apparently made us humans himself, and then breathed the spirit of the divine into us so that we could become living creatures, beings. And some of the angels weren't too happy about this, and this is what is said to be the reason for the war in heaven. It was all because of us. Some of the angels didn't like us humans. I think it says that divine God asked the angels to bow down to us, and not all the angels would. And one of them, who some say is Satan, some say is Lucifer. These are two different people. Satan was the adversary, Lucifer is the light bringer, but maybe his light dwindled when he met us, perhaps a bit of jealousy, or whichever one it was, along with a third of the other angels who followed in this angel's, what can we call it? Well, he's not wanting to be bending his knee down to us, taking the knee. He started a war in heaven, or a war in heaven broke out anyway because of this. And obviously the good angels, led by the great Archangel Michael, defeated the bad angels, but the divine source never uses a fatal punishment. He just uses the punishment of sending all the angels that were on the, let's say, the bad side, the wrong side, down into a pit for, well, some say 1,000 years, some say 10,000 years, some say it was for eternity, but that's not in many about it being eternity. But anyway, the angels were thrown down into this pit, a dark pit. And because of that, the angels obviously fell into a dark, dark way of being, lost their lustre, lost their light, lost their angel force, but they were still capable of doing certain things when they did finally come out from the pit. Do they walk this earth? Well, that's debatable. Maybe not as physical form, but maybe they turned to the dark side and turned into some kind of like vampiric kind of creatures, or maybe this is the idea of where the vampires came from and such like. But when did this war of heaven occur? It's quite weird, because if you read through the old Bible, the Old Testament, when God was a bit of an angry God, some of the angels come and give messages from him, or come for various reasons. We have Jacob wrestling with an angel who managed to, would we convert him? Anyway, make him believe in a divine source. Though there's a lot of disparaging remarks as to what that was all about. So the angels were seen as being these messengers that were supposed to be able to help us humans. bring messages. You know, obviously there was Gabriel who brought the message to the Virgin Mary, or Mother Mary, that she was bringing forth a special child, the Christ. So normally they're like announcers, and in the book of Revelation the angels are in various positions actually of what they're doing, usually sounding the trumpets to bring forth the apocalypse. I've put the book of Revelation up on YouTube for those that have ears to hear. It's a fantastic story to read, or book, or prediction of the future. You know, the angels are taking part in this final judgment of the whole world and all beings upon it. Now, with Michael being the chief archangel and leading the war in heaven, and then being the chief archangel that's well, when the book of Revelation happens, he is the one that is going to subdue the dark forces, subdue the dark side, and so have these fallen angels turned into monsters, I suppose is what I'm getting at, and that's what he has to go and fight. And some of you will have seen pictures of St. George slaying the dragon, whereas if you notice that Michael is normally standing upon the dragon, it's like he is subduing it, like the Jedi that he is. Because we want to subdue the dragon that's within us. Not slay it, we want to subdue it, calm it, work with it, tame it, and understand why we have a dragon within each of us. But I wanted to come back to these fallen angels, and with that series that I watched, Midnight Mass, of the angel in that. Sorry about spoilers for those that haven't watched it yet, I do recommend it. Go and watch it and decide for yourself, is it about vampires or about angels? Do angels turn demonic once they have been thrown into the pit? Because the pit could be another way of saying about hell. Maybe that's what hell is the pit that the angels were thrown into, the fallen angels, you know, and whoever their leader was, whether it was Lucifer or Satan, you know, becomes the chief demon, and all the other angels, because they've lost their angelic light, they become dark demons that can then come and tempt and tease us. The archangel that fell, the leading one, was sometimes said to be the tempter. Satan is seen to be the tempter. He's here to tempt us from the divine. That's the dark angel's mission. That's the demon's mission. That's what the devil's mission is to tempt us away from the divine. So many people say that the fallen angels are held to be the personification and the instigator of evil. And as I was saying earlier, Satan's the adversary. You know, it also means to oppose. So he's opposing the divine's will. And this is where we also get the word diabolic, diabolical. It gives rise to the term of the devil. So the devil is like the personification of evil. And as I've said in many of my shows, the devil comes through the mind, the divine comes through the heart. So when it's our head that's playing with us and tempting us and deceiving us and filling it with lies and causing immoral feelings, immoral actions, that's normally the dark forces, where the divine will come through our heart. We need to open our heart to it, to the divine, and also send our heart thoughts to the dark forces. We need to take the light into the darkness. As many of you know, these ideas and views of the two forces, of the good and bad, are in many religions and many faiths and films. We know the Jedi Force, the Jedi's in Star Wars, as I've said before in my other shows. You know, you have to be the Jedi you want to be. That force is there for everyone, but it's how you use it that's important. What kind of Jedi are you going to be? I've also written a book about what I thought about the fall of the angels. It's called The Watchers. It's available on Amazon as an ebook or a paperback. I'm sure the paperbacks are still available. And I also did a book called Angels and Demons, which is more of a modern day set story, but about the angel and demon that we have on our shoulders and how they talk to us. So a little promo about my books there. But what I really wanted to just do this show about was remember the angels, remember the demons, the dark forces, and that everything started out as good, as we ourselves, us humans, did, but it's how life affects us that turns us into whether we're on the dark side or the light side. May the force be with you.